Quick little late celebration of P-50's birthday since I forgot this year. His birthday's March 25th, by the way. Okay, time for another special, but first I want to get into detail about the community post I made for P-50's birthday. Starting by reacting to a video on Cyclone's channel showing P-50 reacting to his cake.
Oh yes, happy birthday to me. SB made a community post. Let me see it. What the hell is this? What in the freaking to it? What the hell is my girlfriend puking on
Oh
my
my god,
cake?
Shakes, she is not
And
your
Cyclone
girlfriend.
is spitting
And if
on
this
it.
isn't more proof
Okay,
that she
this is
doesn't like
getting
you, then I don't know what is.
SB, what the hell is wrong with you? I am gonna get you for this. But God, this cake is disgusting. I think I am going to puke. Please make it stop. Oh God. Is that blood? I am not bloodthirsty and not a vampire. SB, what the hell is wrong with you?
Stop
That's
asking
it.
me that.
I am coming for both of you. Mostly for you, Lingo-chan. You have crossed the line. So has you, Cyclone. And everyone else.
Oh, good luck with that, P-50. Guys, look what happened to my desktop. P-50 changed all my icons to his face, except for the recycle bin. Nice one, P-50. I'm still calling you a recycle bin, though. Step up from a garbage can, am I right? Wait, what the... Oh! I think you fried the CPU. Hey, I need you to fix this. Oh my god, what the hell happened to this thing? Never mind that, just fix it. The CPU blew up, and I need you to, like, replace the chip or whatever you normally do. This thing's old. I got a nice new laptop from Dell. You know what, whatever. Fine, I'll take it.
And it was at this point I knew it only had 256 gigabytes of storage space. So I got a new solid-state drive for it that had 1 terabyte of storage space and put Windows 10 on it.
I don't know why the hell I'm documenting this. Good point. And if you're wondering why the audio changed, it's because my new laptop does not have a second jack for the microphone. It uses the same jack for the headphones as for the microphone, and my headset has 2 separate cables, one for the microphone and one for the headphones. So therefore I'm only using the headphones and using the microphone built into the laptop instead. So I'm thinking one day I'll build a device that'll allow me to connect both the headphones and the microphone to the same jack, but with the correct type of plug, so that way the computer will see it as a headset with a headphone and a microphone. That way I can do the Q&As with the microphone that actually sounds good and doesn't have all this echoing in the background. Okay, now we can move on to talking about that post. Now I feel a lot of you may have missed the second image or didn't click read more, so I'll show it here. The characters all hate P-50, but I'd think the viewers of TSM would all like him in a way since he's such an entertaining antagonist. For example, Wingo-chan, the character, hates P-50 due to everything he's done to her and the rest of the characters. But I'm pretty sure real-life Wingo-chan, Madison, the viewer, enjoys watching him due to his crimes and insults, etc., being so fun to see. And he's also an integral part of the show, too. And yes, I made a Neil Prasad Gotcha Studio character based on his real self now, since the second image is supposed to represent the people who watch TSM rather than any TSM characters. I only had room for a few of us in the viewer image, though, so sorry if I didn't include you in it. Let's just say you're off-screen somewhere. And speaking of P-50, I've made a new TSM character. Meet T135AC, another good P-50. This guy's good with technology, kind of like P-50, but instead of hacking, he developed an antivirus software capable of guarding against P-50's hacks. He calls it T135AV, or Tempest 135 Antivirus. And anytime P-50 ups his hacking game, T135AC sends out updates to its antivirus to counteract it, keeping P50 at bay. And I could also see T135AC being behind the counter at the TSM World version of Geek Squad or something like that, and he'd be helping the other characters with any tech issues. And if anyone was wondering about T135AC's Zodiac sign, I made this character on February 11th this year, which would make him an Aquarius. And I kind of feel like I should mention this about the T135AC siren versus the P50 siren. In TSM World, ACA shut down and ASC replaced them, but in the real world, isn't ASC just ACA rebranded? Which would make the T135AC nothing more than a renamed P50 rather than a ripoff. And ACA is also B&N renamed, which explains the mobile directo in the lobby. Now, if you want to see a real ripoff of an ACA siren, the Warden Electric P127 is a direct copy of the P15. But this wasn't an illegal copy, as the company bought the patent for the P15 and basically recreated it with a new name. They did the same with the Banshee, but the Warden version seems to have a different fashion sense when it comes to hats. And a bit of a bonus here, the sound effect used for when P50 pissed himself in TSM to Love Triangle Part 4 and Meet JJP is actually the Paint Bucket sound from Kid Pix Deluxe, which I thought was kind of funny since Paint Bucket is one of P50's nicknames. Okay, now on to the next topic of discussion. I think Fan of Fans will get a kick out of this. I stole his thunder and got a Melodix ML1000. Now, I actually got this back in February, but I didn't want to show it off until the 43K special. Okay, there's all the stuff that came with it, including the power cord, the audio cable, and a few random wires. And there's the instruction manual wrapped in bubble wrap. I thought that was a little odd at first, but then I remembered that rain was a thing and maybe the seller was trying to prevent it from getting wet. And here's some newspapers from the land of the rising sun. And there are the mounting brackets. And now, the piece de resistance. Don't mind the license plate. I got that from Universal. I know it's got too many letters on it. Don't tell the cops. Here we go. The programmable chime box is out. Yep, the ML1000 has arrived. Now there's two of these in the United States. One owned by Fan of Fans and one owned by me. Now, I am still going to do a transformer transplant on this at some point, even though I don't have to. I can just get a 24-volt power supply thing. But I want to be able to use it without using a power brick. I want to be able to use the main power. So I still have it plugged into my Variac up here, set to 100 volts AC, so I can demonstrate it here. I have it connected to some speakers up there. I'm going to turn these up so you can hear them. And I'm going to turn the power to the Variac on here. There you go. You can tell when there's a C on there, it means card, or insert card, which means there's nothing in there yet. There it is. And the card this one came with is an MC1020. If you can read it there, you can't because it's all blurry, but it's an MC1020. So I'll be demonstrating a familiar sound you may have and might recognize if you've watched the Music Siren Conundrum, the Tornado Siren Madness movie. For those of you who have seen that, I'm going to play track 8 for you on here. That sound familiar? Yep. It's the burglar alarm from when Yamaha was escaping the factory with the Doki sirens.
Let's go.
What the heck? It's the security alarm. We gotta leave the world alone, be caught by the guards.
Anyways, let's demonstrate some actual music here. Let's do Hometown. Now, I haven't set the delay on this yet, obviously, to make it start a few seconds after the chime starts. Where do you put the screwdriver? Here it is. So I'll set that. Have to already shut it off. Here. Let's go ahead and power it down. Now, to set the delay time on the ML304B, you'd need to open up the case to access the switch or connector thing in the middle of the motherboard. But on the ML1000, it's a lot simpler. On the back are 4 dip switches used for adjusting the delay time and tempo of the Westminster bell. To make the delay 2 seconds, I just need to flip on this switch here while leaving the rest of them off. And now it delays by 2 seconds, the same setting I have for the ML304B. And now for the transformer transplant. I'll be using a 120 volt AC boombox transformer for this, just like I did with the ML304B. But first I need to remove it from the radio, so let's cut the primary wires. Bad news, guys, I just made a stupid mistake. I forgot to unplug the stereo before I cut the power to the transformer, and I just popped a breaker in my room. Alright, now I gotta go reset all the clocks in my room and carry on. Anyways, this transformer has around the same voltage and surge current as the ML1000's 100 volt AC transformer, but it runs on 120 volts AC instead. Now this thing won't be immediately put into service yet, as I'm going to build a special rack mount box to install the Mini Beside Sense hardware in first. But I got a few other projects ahead of it at the moment. So for now, the Mini Beside Sense chime schedule stays the same. And to be honest, the Mini Beside Sense as of right now still uses the wiring bus, but with a jack connector I put on it when the siren tests are conducted. I haven't started using the jack hole box I put up yet because the wires for it lead into a different room than the wiring bus's wires do. And the room for the jack box wires is where the melodic setup will be moved to once I've finished building the rack mount box. And before you ask, I'm not yet going to put line input recordings of the ML1000 songs on YouTube until I get all 3 cards. Once I do, I'll put up a video that has all the standard issue chimes of the ML1000 all in one video. Okay, now it's time for the Q&A. Black Dragon ZG7 commented, 43K, do you know a rotational siren Soundmaster 125 is from Oakland Acres, Iowa? Well, he has like a 115, but he used to rotate, but it broke, but let's just say the Soundmaster 125 rotates in TSM world. Yeah, I heard of the Soundmaster 125, and I also heard that the rotator is very unreliable and can break after a month after installation. There's only one video on YouTube of a Soundmaster 125 with a working rotator, and one can only assume that this is a refurbished unit. In fact, I didn't even know the Soundmaster 125 was a rotational siren at all until I saw this video. Jose Torres commented, more questions. Do you know anything about the goat scream? Anything at all? I heard that it being a viral video and used in Family Guy once. Not much.
Sorry, guys. Somebody emailed me a video of a sheep screaming.
2. Have you ever heard of the meme, Do You Know the Way? Yeah, it's also called the Ugandan Knuckles meme.
Do you know the way?
3. Why aren't you doing a live stream on YouTube or creating a Discord server? I can't really do a live stream because the Wi-Fi is a bit sketchy where I live. It tends to cut out occasionally, which would make a live stream pretty much unwatchable. Not to mention I don't really know what I'd do on a stream. I don't feel like making a Discord server because then I'd have to maintain 2 social media platforms at the same time. 4. What cultural references were used in the music siren conundrum? I guess you can call the text at the beginning a reference to South Park, more specifically the disclaimer before the intro to each episode. And the intro to the movie can be considered a reference to anime, though that intro is made by one of my fans. I'll link it in the description. Oh, and the movie references Doki Doki Literature Club by including the Dokis in siren form. And lastly, it references Pokemon in this scene. LinkSmokes420 commented, do you like Bluey, mate? I'm not really familiar with the show other than I know it's an Australian show with a dog as the main character, so I can't really consider myself a fan or a hater. Neoprasad1905 commented, questions for 43K. That scene where SIE got into the women's restroom in the episode Intimidating, was it also another Cars 2 reference at some point but twisted? I wasn't really intending it to be a Cars 2 reference, but I can see how the 2 scenes are similar. In both Random Siren Shorts 18 and 19, how'd you fix the Mini Thunderbolt at MBJ's spot? I just tied it to the stud with twine. If it were to permanently replace the Mega Blaster Jr., it would be properly mounted to the pole. Ann Regovich commented, hey BSP, you almost at 43K subscribers. Also for the 43K subscriber special, I have some Q&A questions. 1. What type of tank does Vibratone have? You mean Vibrapod? It's called a Vibrashot. 2. Will P50 ever be nice? No, we can't permanently turn P50 good, because if that happens, the show loses its main antagonist, and as a result, it won't have much of a source of conflict, which would make the show pretty boring. Plus, the show already has a good P50, P-50, and soon T135AC. And I think everyone's used to P50 being the Jack character anyway. 3. When is the Love Triangle Part 5? Winger Chan posted the script in her community tab due to YouTube with her in the comments section, so it'll be out probably several weeks after I post this video. LuxyGamer09 commented, wait, BSP, what microphone do you use for recording videos? For my Q&As I normally use this microphone, but if I ever start making songs again I'll probably use this one for the vocals. Same for the Gotcha Gotcha videos, as I use that one for the voiceovers and No One's Too Old to Die. Liam Waldrop commented, congrats on 42K. For 43K, 1. Do you ever plan on making other mini sirens like a STH-10 or Darley? I don't have any immediate plans on making a mini STH-10 or a Darley siren. 2. If you could get your hands on a real siren, what would you want? Probably a Thunderbolt, as the one in Westmont is, believe it or not, still in service according to NHA. But if it does come down, I'd want to at least see if it's possible to acquire it. Pyrotech4051 commented, for 43K, Hey dude, it's me, Caleb or Sirens and Railroads in South Carolina again. It's been forever since I last checked in, and I really must say you've greatly improved your animation style. Here's a couple questions I have for you. 1. If I were to send you a new script I wrote for TSM, are you fine if I send it to you via email? It'd be way too long to send via YouTube comments. Not to sound like I have an ego, but I admit I've really improved my script writing style and I feel like showing you a new one, since I don't think I've contributed since the hunt for Triblaster. Normally it's best to use the comment section as I might forget to check my email, so maybe you can split it in several parts and put the first part in a comment and then the rest of the parts in the replies. I've seen others do that before. Though I've got several other single part episodes I want to animate first before I consider doing yours. I'm assuming yours is a single part episode. Normally I animate one multi-parter at a time and do single part episodes in between the parts nowadays. And I'm in the middle of doing a multi-parter from Wing of Chan at the moment. 2. If you were to make me in gacha, what would I be? P.S. I could send you a pic of me IRL if you want a reference. I used one of your old TSM reaction videos for reference and came up with this as a result, even though I couldn't quite match the hair. 3. If you had to choose which Nintendo console you would also own, would you pick the Nintendo 64 or GameCube? I've never played either, though I've seen people play around with Super Mario 64 and it looks like fun, so maybe the N64. By the way, my cousins used to own a GameCube, though that was way long ago when I was little, so the memories are a bit fuzzy, though I think I remember them playing Crash Bandicoot on it at some point. 4. I play guitar now and I'm a vocalist. Speaking of music, what would you say are your favorite bands? I'm a huge geek for the Beatles. Fun fact, the Toa MCT-11, aka Yesterday, is a Beatles song. It's the world's most covered song. I can't really say I have a favorite band, though I do have a few songs I like from a few bands. A few examples would include Wings of a Butterfly by H.I.M., Gorgeous Nightmare by Escape the Fate,
It's gotta be the way you taste, you taste, you taste, you taste. You're such a gorgeous nightmare.
Bored to Death by Blink-182,
I'm not coming. Save your breath, I'm nearly bored to death and fading fast.
and a few others. As you can tell, I'm a little bit of a metalhead, though I can enjoy other types of music too, like Let Her Go by Passenger,
Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go.
Sweet Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac,
Tell me sweet little lies.
or any of the songs from the Toa Melodics line if that counts. Though I'd still say that rock and metal are my two favorite genres of music, even though they're more or less the same thing. SPC Franklin 1062 commented, questions for 43K. 1. Would you ever consider using your Westminster chime card for a siren test? One time I know you've done it before, but would you ever consider doing it first Wednesday of the month? I normally don't do the same chime twice, unless maybe I do it on a different tempo with the ML304B, though it's unlikely I'll do that anytime soon, as I've already got a chime schedule for this year. In fact, I'd probably only do the same ML304B chime again with a different tempo once I start running out of songs to use on the Mini Bosai Musen. 2. Probably would be a lot of work, but would you ever sell some functional mini sirens? Congrats on 42K and 43K. If this will be in the video, thanks BSP. A few of them are on my store with 3D model file batches and zip folders, and I've actually made a few sales. Here's a Japanese guy who bought and 3D printed my Mini Bosai Musen files. And here's a guy who bought and 3D printed my Mini SD10 files, though he apparently shrunk them down a bit before printing. He says it's super loud, but only after he spun it up way past the normal speed of an SD10.
Loud.
Pizza Broadcast commented, Happy 42K. 43K question, do you ever plan on making more custom sirens? Earpiercer means so much to me, and I'd love to see more custom sirens from you or other people. I don't have any immediate plans on new custom sirens, as there are so many already, so it's hard to come up with new ideas and designs sometimes. Bristol HVAC commented, 450, does the same thing go for the P15 and T128? I believe so. The P15 has an induction motor, and the T128 has a brush motor. I can tell because the T128 is 8-port, just like the P15, but is often higher pitched due to the faster spinning chopper. Induction motors rely on the AC frequency input to control speed, and brush motors rely on the voltage. And here are 4 different 2128 sounds playing together. Versus 4 different P15 sounds playing together. SmartRipGuy118 Productions commented, "Hey BSP, just a quick question. Does your mini sirens have battery backups?" No, but theoretically I could run them on a drill battery, except for the mini P10 since that one doesn't have a control unit with voltage regulators. And also the mini Basen since that one runs on AC power. Same for the Blitz and Screecher. Horntail Wyvern commented, "Congrats mate for achieving 42k. For 43k I recently rewatched your Lost Episodes video and remembered just how janky 2128's laugh was. It was then that I had a brainwave. How about you make it into a running gag when he laughs again in future episodes? It had me in stitches when I first heard it and thought it would be a shame if it was only for one lost episode." Yeah, I remember that. That's when I was using this version of Microsoft Sam. Nowadays I use the Speakonia version, which unfortunately doesn't sound as janky when a laugh track is made.
T50 has a tiny dick. Oh, it's not like he really needs a big dick, since he already has one.
The DRJ 2006 commented, "BSP, your 3D models on your merch store are ordered and delivered to your door. I have tried ordering a TSM Thunderbolt figurine and it said order, placed, printing, shipped, delivered. I canceled the order before it started printing. I did not get a digital download." Really? Let me check that out real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I set that to digital product mode. And it didn't say anything about it being a physical product when added to the cart. I wanted to print one with my 3D printer, not a Print Farms printer. So I might recommend putting all your 3D models on a 3D model website or Google Drive. So it's like an up and down at the same time. We get the model, but we don't get to print it with our printer. All I wanted to do was print a gold Thunderbolt figurine, but I think I might have to create a replica. I want to show you how fast modern slicer G-codes are faster than old ones. And I will not upload the replica to my 3D model website or provide a 3D model download because I don't want to deal with any copyright issues. Also, for anyone who's purchased a 3D model off Spring, tell me what you got. Either a physical model delivered to your door or a digital model you downloaded to your computer. Yeah, I kind of want to know that too. Any of you who bought any of my 3D models, comment what you got. A 3D model file or a physical product. SAE C651 and KNS C751B Productions commented, "For 43k, for 1, Singapore is a 50Hz country currently using Horman electronic sirens, but they have used electromechanical sirens in the past. So if Singapore used mechanical sirens, it'd be 2900 RPM. Also in Singapore, the humming of transformers etc. is 100Hz, while in your country it's 120Hz. 2. Feel quite sad in the Westmont Thunderbolt even if I am in Singapore, as the Thunderbolt 1000T is my most favorite American siren model. Don't feel too sad yet, it's still in service for now, though a few of its brethren have been slaughtered. The La Plata 3T22 and the Richfield SD10 have now been confirmed by Nate J to have been replaced by 2001 130s. Also, the C151, C651, C751B, and C801 models of MRT and LRT trains are retiring soon, so I'm sad about that too. Would you mind if I did an Auld Lang Syne tribute for that? I guess that'd be alright, though I'm not really sure you needed to ask me in this case, as the song Auld Lang Syne is not owned by me. The song was written ages ago before my time. I just parodied it with lyrics regarding the Westmont Thunderbolt. 3. Can you record 2001 when you printed a third horn for the mini Basen? You read my mind. Once I get speakers in those horns that don't suck donkey I might set up a camera at the 2001 and record the chime ambience. 4. Did you see my mini Basen and Basai Yellow Bucket? Yeah, I mentioned them in one of my previous Q&As as well as your cardboard Melodixes, although I don't think I showed the yellow bucket. 5. Did you see my MRT stuff? I'm not much of a train enthusiast, so no. 6. The 2900 RPM sound of the yellow bucket is not from a chopper, but a speaker. Yes, I know I'm cheating. It's alright, making a real chopper and stator unit can be a little tricky for some. 7. Look up for Boom Barenzo, the Filipino fire truck. What kind of error message is this? Thought it was going to be like a cartoon character or something, which I guess it is, but I've also noticed this and that. Another paint animation thing, I think. Yeah, there aren't very many results for this. Wait, what the hell is this? F it road? F it? Oh no! Is that why you wanted me to look this up? 8. Why do some 2T22Bs sound like a British siren? I think that's because 2T22Bs use brush motors and normal 2T22s use induction or synchronous motors. In some 2T22Bs, motors' brushes could have gone bad, making them spin slower, thus causing the Carter siren sound. This could also be caused by being underpowered. Here's the sound of a 2T22B working properly. And here's the sound of a normal induction motor 2T22. Roma Studio commented, 2333, hi BSP, I have remastered a version by the D. Link for remastered here. Version by me. Oh, here come the SpongeBob and Sandy shippers. I like representation though. Like they're literally trapped in a cage of love. Anyway, let's see if this sounds any better than the D's version. That part's missing. Somehow. That doesn't really sound that much like SpongeBob. I don't think the AI worked as well here. Sounds kind of SpongeBob-like, but not entirely. Oh man, I'll format some stories too. Oh, this sounds like an old guy. Oh well. I'm trapped in a cage. A cage of love. I'm trapped in a cage. A cage of love. Tagawa 2000 commented, please don't miss this for 43k. 1. I see some scripts that you never animate. Why? The simplest answer I can give to that is because sometimes I get more scripts than I can animate. It generally takes me around 2 to 3 weeks just to do one episode, and in that time several people might send in a bunch of scripts, so I just pick and choose which scripts I want to animate next after I finish an episode. This mostly applies to single part episodes, as I often do them in between the parts of a multi-parter. 2. Why can't you use your blitz or screech or siren outside? We never see them. It's not as much that I can't use them outside as it is that I can't use them outside in a populated area due to them being ridiculously loud for their size. So if I had a more remote area that still had electricity, I could theoretically get away with an outdoor sound off, though I'd still only run it for a few seconds as I don't want to risk burning out the motor. What would my Gacha Studio character look like considering the fact that my PFP is a Thunderbolt siren? I don't know what she'd look like in real life, however, I can do a Gacha Sona of your TSM character since Wingo-chan made a Gacha Sona of Thunderbolt. So here's your TSM character, and here's his Gacha Sona. 4. How would you like it if I script a Westmont T-Bolt replacement? Someone might have already written a script for it, though it's not relevant yet as the Westmont Thunderbolt's still up. 5. Can I do a lyric of the Westmont T-Bot lyrics and I'm Thunderbolt? I will give credit. Sure, and thanks for giving credit where it's due. 6. What is the name of the song used for the Westmont Thunderbolt tribute? The tune is Auld Lang Syne. Cyclone commented, for 43k, have you seen my Gacha character? Yeah, I've seen both your Gacha Studio and Club characters. Oh, and here's a Gacha Studio image inspired by the video where you tried to pin the whole vomit cake thing on Thunderbolt. 2. What's the difference between the Blitz and the Banshee? Other than the Blitz being smaller and uglier, the air intake on the Blitz is square and on the top, and the Banshee's is cylindrical and on the bottom. The Banshee is 12 9-port, or sometimes single-tone 8-port, and the Blitz is 4 3-port. The Blitz uses a brush motor, and the Banshee uses an induction motor. And the Banshee's made of metal and maybe fiberglass, while the Blitz is made of wood. 3. Have you seen my IKEA script, and can you make it when you're done with the Love Triangle multi-parter? I might actually do one of 2 scripts from Ghosty Pants first after the end of the Love Triangle. Then maybe I'll do yours after Ghosty's. And then Ghosty's other script after yours. I don't know, it's hard to keep up with this stuff sometimes. 4. Could you maybe make the Super Banshee in the Soundmaster 115? You must have asked this before TSM The Love Triangle Part 4 came out, as I've already drawn a Soundmaster 115, but not yet a Super Banshee. 5. I feel like 1003 is going to drop a nuke to get to Thunderbolt's house, lol. I bet she doesn't know that it'll also kill Thunderbolt. and destroy TSM World in the process. 6. Have you ever encountered a tornado warning? And if you have, did you use any mini siren with it? Oh yeah, I've encountered several tornado warnings. I'm in Tornado Alley. And whenever one is issued, the weather radio triggers the Mega Blaster Jr. in the alert tone. This device also stands for tornado watches, severe thunderstorms, etc. Anything that sets off the weather radio's warning or watch alarm will sound off the Mega Blaster Jr. Wingo Chan commented, "It's honestly really cool that you're an Aries, BSP. My younger brother Jackson is an Aries too. I don't know if I told you before, but yes, I have a brother. He has a channel as well. Yeah, I took a look at that channel. I saw him jump scare you with that air horn. And I'm glad he waited until you put that glass of water down first. Especially since you were also holding your tablet. That could have ended badly. Oh, and by the way, I made a Gacha Studio character representing your TSM character, similar to what I did with Neil Prasad's characters a few Q&As ago. I made one that represents his real self, and one representing his TSM character. And that inspired me to do the same with yours, cause why not? And here she is in Gacha Studio TSM. And here's a little bonus. Banshee's Gacha Studio Soda. I could not resist after seeing that hat. Blocky.yt commented, "Second time, if I keep proceeding then it's going to be annoying, so I apologize. For 43k sub Q&A, can you make a circuit diagram and the parts for the PBM10? Not much circuitry here, just an Adafruit sound effects board, some buttons, and a power supply." Sirens and Cars 2023 commented, "For 43k, were the cars in TSM related to the real-life counterparts? Nah, I just drew generic cartoon cars and used them in TSM." Sirens in Wyoming commented, "For 43k, here's my questions. I know you like to incorporate hymn songs into TSM. Do you have a favorite song from any of the albums? Wingo Chan introed me to HIM songs years ago, and as a result I've listened to 5 of their songs so far. Wings of a Butterfly,
Come on and show them your love. Rip out the wings of a butterfly for your soul.
Killing Loneliness,
In your heart, with the venomous kiss you gave me, I'm killing loneliness.
Funeral of Hearts,
Love's the funeral of hearts, and an ode for cruelty when angels cry blood on flags of evil in blue.
Right Here in My Arms,
She'll be right here in my arms, so in love. She'll be right here in these arms, she can't let go.
and Heart Killer. And my favorite of those 5? That's tricky, as they all kick. Maybe Wings of a Butterfly, since that was the first one I heard from them. And I made a TSM music video of it. What do you think of Vilvallo and the other band members of HIM? I don't really have a solid answer on that, as I listen to their music more and actually know the band members. Hell, sometimes I even wonder if I'm pronouncing Vilvallo's name right. And I don't even know if it's called him or HIM, so therefore I sometimes call it both. Fully Transistorized commented, "Wouldn't those frequency-based motors be called synchronous motors?" Yes, I've heard them called that before, and I've also heard them called pole motors too. Wingo Chan commented, "I've decided to give these TSM characters new birthdays. One reason is because I didn't really want too many of them to have the same birthday. For example, T121, STH10, and STL10 all had the same birthday as P50, so I decided to change their birthdays and zodiac signs. STL10 is now a Pisces, and T121 is now a Virgo. P.S. I gave 2001 SRN the same birthday as 2001 SRN-B, so now they're both Libras. Here are the changes I made to these following TSM characters. Hope it doesn't affect too much. It doesn't affect anything, as these characters haven't had their birthdays celebrated yet, so therefore it's fine. And I saw your updated list of TSM zodiac signs, and I see you've given Yamaha a zodiac sign now. So just for the hell of it, let's look up Yamaha and Masai-Musen zodiac compatibility. Alright, let's start with the sexual and intimacy compatibility.
Okay. Let's see if our privates go together well.
50%.
Oh, I didn't really care about that one anyway.
Me neither.
Trust is also 50%. So far they're just halvesies in terms of compatibility.
Ah, screw you, BSB. Bose Muse and saved my life from Monica. How could I not trust her?
Communication and intellect is 35%.
Okay, something fishy's going on here. We get along really well.
Emotions. What's this one gonna be over? 1%?
Okay, that's flat out bull. We fell in love at first glance.
Right, we did.
Values is 50%. Why are so many 50s in this one?
IDK.
Me neither.
Shared activities is 40%. The summary is 38%.
Oh my god.
That is low.
I don't care. This is all hogwash anyway.
Well, this just goes to show that zodiacery is just for fun. Because even though the zodiac signs aren't very compatible, they've been a happy couple since the music siren conundrum. They seem like a good match anyway, even if the way they fell in love was a bit strange.
That's nice.
It's a song called Love is Blue, which rhymes with I love you.
Are you coming on to me?
IDK.
Well, you're not such a bad siren yourself.
Take me, please. Oh my god, I'm so sorry that just came out.
I'd love to.
Wait. What? You mean it?
Yes. What could go wrong? We're already so similar.
So yeah, I'd hate to side with P50 here, but yeah, it's all mythical. Maybe not necessarily for babies, but still fictional. Still fun to look at though. Maybe we'll look at other characters' zodiac compatibility in a future Q&A. Sirens and Aviation and More commented, Hey BSP, Happy New Year. I have a few questions about the new Mini Masai-Musen. 1. What all did you do to make it look so shiny? It looks almost like it was made by Toa, Panasonic, and so on themselves. I sanded the hell out of the parts and rubbed them down with a special chemical called Goof Off. This stuff is normally meant to remove paint, ink, etc., but I found it's also good for smoothing the surfaces of my 3D prints after sanding them. Then I spray painted them with a few coats of gloss light and dark gray, and voila! A shiny Mini Masai-Musen. And these horns are actually meant to mimic the look of the Unipex horns. 2. What if you made a homemade control box for it, with alert, attack, chimes, and missile threat? It had the mic jack as an aux for music and voice messages. The Mini Masai-Musen already has controls, and the rack mount box from my Melodic setup I talked about earlier will be the control box for everything to mount in once it's built. And warning signals can be programmed into the PBM-10 for playback through the speaker horns. 3. I was having a thought. It'd be cool to make another set of horns and have them as TV stereo speakers. That would look really cool in my opinion, but with how small those speakers are, I don't think it can be done. Yeah, I don't think that would sound very good. The DOJ 2006 commented, I do have one question. What is the maximum wattage of your amplifier? I have 2 amplifiers that can reach 220 watts. It's a 10 watt amp. The Real Choco Sterling commented, question for 43K, can you do my script Pearl Sterling and Cater Code join TSM? I read your script, and since Pearl Sterling is going to appear in the Love Triangle Part 5, and is already dating Cyclone, I'm not sure I can do this one since it also introduces Pearl as a new character, which would lead to a bit of a continuity error with the show since their first appearance is going to be in the Love Triangle Part 5. Though part of me kind of wants to do this script since it also features Cater Code, who hasn't been put in the show yet, though I kind of want to talk a little bit about the TSM scripts surrounding new characters first. I've noticed a lot of scripts introducing new characters showing up, and due to single-part episodes being made in between the parts of a multi-parter, I didn't want every single-parter to just be an introductory episode. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it so that it's every other single-part episode maximum is an episode surrounding a new character. So since I've already done Meet JJP, I'll do a normal single-part episode after the Love Triangle Part 5. In this case, Power Outage Craziness. Then I might do yours after the Love Triangle Part 6. Though if I were to do yours, I'd have to revise it a bit so Pearl would still be in the episode, but not seen as a new character. The Big Train Guy commented, If only the tornado from the tornado warning returned. If you look out the window in the background of the school scene from the Love Triangle Part 4, you can actually see that nail-shaped abomination forming outside. That's an Easter egg if I do say so myself. Klaxon Asia Pacific commented, For 43K, how many chime cards are used in the medley, and I like how he did a DDLC reference in the TSM episode Intimidating. It depends on how many chimes I make for the medley, and I didn't even notice the DDLC reference in that episode until you pointed it out. Now I can't unsee it. Sirens of the Mid-South commented, questions for 43K. What is the port ratio of the Blitz? To me it sounds like a really sick 912 port siren or that one underpowered 1520 port DCOT siren in Foreman, North Dakota. The Blitz is 4 3-port, and if you're wondering about the Screecher as well, it has 3 ports. The chopper just spins really fast to give it its high pitch. JJP Siren Productions 06 commented, no way, I got a different voice, but thanks for adding me. Yeah, I kinda started to feel like I should have watched a little bit of your show first before I gave your character a voice. Then I would have known you wanted your character to have the normal Tri-Blaster voice. But hey, you're British, so it makes sense for your TSM character to have a British voice, which by the way is the Daniel voice from Voki.
Nearly all punctuation is ignored by this GTS voice, so I have to use commas in order to get this voice to pause between sentences. Like that.
The D commented, 342, Highway to Hell AC/DC. I think you missed the joke in that episode. It was a T-135 AC/DC listening to AC/DC. Tornado Chaser 23 commented, why is Mini Thunderbolt now Mini Westmont Thunderbolt? Because it made it look and sound like the Westmont Thunderbolt. Eastern Kentucky Sirens and Trains commented, question for 43K subscriber special. Is there any chance that you could adjust the rotation speed of the Mini Thunderbolt, such as 2, 4, or 8 RPM? No, the Mini Thunderbolt's rotation speed is normally supposed to be fixed at around 2 RPM. Blocking Out YT commented, rotator is really acting up, isn't it? Nah, the wind was just blowing it around, though it would probably be able to withstand the wind better if the gear teeth weren't too far apart. Ghosty Pants commented, I finally posted the VA list, and there's the link. Anyways, I haven't posted nor drawn anything for too long, due to IRL stuff or lack of motivation sometimes. Cool, I just recorded your VAs to an Audacity file, so when all the love triangle parts are done and it finally comes time to animate part 2 of All Signs Counted, I'll have the voice files for these characters ready to go. And by the way, I had another idea for T-135AC. Maybe he could also be a secondary DJ to Nick Boltsky and they could form a duo and call themselves A Tempest with Lightning or something like that. I don't know, I got the idea from T-135AC's Gotcha Sona wearing DJ-like attire. Anyways, that's all the questions and answers I have for this Q&A. This is Broken Solar Panel signing off.